Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of After the Bell. You have the regular squad today, myself, Jamshed,
Daniel.
Samson.
and our very special guest.
Oh, my name is Michael. Also
we
doing
go.
something cool. But
My guy. So Mike is our first guest. Today's a very special episode 17. And just before we get started, follow us on Insta at After the Bell Boxing and follow us on Twitter at Bell Boxing. Guys, what are we talking about today, man?
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the Mike Tyson thing. Did you mind me watch it?
I can't lie. After Dan's revelation last week, yeah, I didn't watch it live, man.
Oh, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't watch
No.
Yeah.
Until man told me the rules, I was gonna watch it live, and then I just
yeah.
didn't watch it.
we all did we all watch it or
No, I didn't watch it. I watched it on
you didn't watch it
YouTube.
at all? All right.
No, I watched it on YouTube the next day. You know that version where it doesn't show it doesn't announce the winner or anything like that. It goes straight into the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that sort of version.
I didn't even follow it until actually someone told me the result the next day. That's how bad I wasn't focused on it. I was just like, nah, I couldn't be bothered.
So you weren't looking forward to it or anything like that?
No, you know what it was? It's just like I looked at it like number one, because it was the exhibition. I just thought, okay, for a good cause, but I didn't think these guys really. I wasn't gonna expect anything spectacular. Everybody's looking at these videos of like Mike Tyson knocking out, guys back in the day. I think people were expecting the same thing, and I thought to myself, nah, it's not gonna happen. I mean, for Mike Tyson to retire the way he did, I didn't expect a man, of his age to still be. Don't get me wrong, he probably knocked me out, but I'm saying like in that
He'll definitely knock you out. Still, he'll definitely knock you out.
I give you roast him on his first episode, bro. That was...
No,
That's it, Mate.
The guy have his peace, man.
Cool, man. Yeah, I know Loman anyway. No, I just didn't think that at that, because I don't want to be a party people, but I heard like the day before, I think there was like an article came out where it was like saying that they're not allowed to knock each other out or something like that. And
yeah.
thinking, okay, if that's the case, knowing Mike Tyson, knowing that's what he does, I thought if that's what's gonna have to come into this fight, then I'm not gonna be interested. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, because that's what everybody's looking out for. It's just the fact of Mike Tyson knocking out somebody, innit? Especially Roy Jones, but I just thought, nah.
I was gonna say, I think I said it on the morning as well, the Sunday morning, but I don't feel like Roy Jones prepared properly for it. I feel like he turned up and was like, yeah, we can do this.
He was panting.
Yeah, he was tired.
To stop it based on his breathing. No, legit, bro.
Yeah, he was finished. Though.
Bro, he was breathing heavy.
He was tired.
Man, he was gone.
He was doing that one jab and pivot too much, man. In the first couple of rounds.
He was doing that jab no thing. I was trying to roll back the years, but to be honest with you, I found it entertaining.
I liked it. I actually liked it as well.
Tyson looked okay. Tyson looked all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he landed flush on him like properly, or if it's just his busy upper body movement that made it look entertaining. But if there was going to be a winner, I would have given Tyson.
No, definitely. That's without question.
I would have given it to Tyson.
Can I ask you guys a question then? So, did Tyson look good? Like when you say like, did he look all right? Is it he looked all right because he was fighting someone like Roy Jones? Because I mean, like if you was to put him in a fight with someone that is still active, would he look all right against the person who's still active, if that makes sense.
He'll get finished against someone that's active.
Yeah, you're that.
Yeah,
he looked good for a mid-50s man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he
100%.
looked, and yeah, 100%. He looks good for a mid-50s man, and he there were I think one of the things I really liked was every so often I'd smile because it would remind you of what they were in it. They that would sort of reminiscent of them in the past, and it would just put a smile on your face. So it's a very nostalgic fight as well, man.
Did you
what do you
mention
about him?
Jake Paul knocked that cat out?
Yeah,
Just quick question on Tyson. Just quick question on Tyson. Do you think he said that he wants to continue this? Do you think that's a good idea?
Leave it alone.
You know what? Do you know what? If you know this because we spoke about it, Sam, but if he has like that fight with Holyfield, which is the thing that's mentioned, from what I saw of Tyson and the video that I saw of Holyfield, Tyson will beat him. Because Holyfield was looking so slow.
Very slow.
Like
very
slow. So slow.
Really slow.
Yeah.
I think they should continue it. And I also think, this is actually a rare glimpse, we don't get to see stuff like this. We don't get to see
end time.
Did I again? It's end time. Man said it's end times. I can't argue with that, fam. But we don't get to see stuff like this. This is like, and you know how we've spoken in the past about boxing, it shows you who you really are, how champions behave, this, that, the other. It's nice to see the growth in it in Tyson, fam. Like what he talks about now, the way he carries himself, the philosophy. Like for me, that's dope. And I'd love to see. I'd actually love to see more of it.
Apparently 1.5 million people bought it as well, innit?
Yeah. It was
wow.
It done crazy numbers.
That's mental.
One thing I will say though is, bro, why was Snoop Dogg and Adesanya doing commentary, fam?
Do you know what? Yeah, I realized this after I've seen this Just Eat advert about 1 million times in the last 6 months. Yeah, all Snoop Dogg cares about is the check.
It was annoying, man. It was like celebrity deathmatch, fam. Some dead commentary. Yeah. Man, every 2 seconds, man's talking about it. It looks like my uncles are fighting in the hood.
He said that like 10 times though, still.
Every 2 seconds. The best thing he said, was when Nate Robinson got knocked out, everyone was like, yo, he might need medical help. Snoop Dogg was like, bro, he's from the hood, man. He'll shake it off. He'll be all right. That was good, but everything else was dead, fam. I don't know why they got him to do it.
Nate Robinson got finished though, man.
Oh, bro.
That's KO of the year. That's KO of the year.
Oh, it was sad, man. It was sad. Did you guys watch
basketballer?
No, watch it. But I remember what was it when he fought? What was his last fight? I forgot that guy. Jake Paul. He had that last fight. I forgot what the guy's name is.
Yeah, it was a few months ago, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I watched IFL, and what was it? I think it was Eddie Hearn, and he said that the guy that lost against Jake Paul, Eddie Hearn said, mate, like, you're not a fighter. You know what I mean? He just told him facts, like, you're not a fighter. But he was, I think the interview where he was like saying, but Jake Paul had a background of boxing. You know what I mean? Like, of boxing. So I just thought that, you know what? Sometimes we look at these like YouTube influencers and you're thinking, like, nah, you can't make it a boxer. But if someone like Jake Paul actually lives and breathes this boxing thing, if you put a guy who's not a boxer, then you're gonna what was that like that highlight of that night of seeing someone getting knocked out? That's gonna actually be on Jake Paul's numbers. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna see him knocking out every single person who's not a boxer. Yeah. Because I swear I saw it on Boxing Rec. Yeah, I saw it on Boxing Rec yesterday or 2 days ago. My guy's signed as a professional boxer now. Like, he's actually pro. So, yeah, I saw it on Boxing Rec. He's an actual pro. I think I don't know if it was actually on the website, but you know how some people they're like editing things and stuff like that. But I think he's actually signed as a pro boxer. So if he actually takes this thing serious, mate, you put any celebrity who's not got boxing background in the ring with him. I mean, mate, yeah. Because what, you put an NBA player, isn't it? I swear the guy's an NBA player. Like that. So I don't know nothing about boxing. Jake Paul's taking his head off. And to be honest, I saw the highlights of that fight on YouTube, and it looked sloppy. But that guy in the ring, he was just swinging arms. He was like, you know what I'm trying to say? He might as well just gave it to somebody else, give the gloves to somebody else, because he was swinging mad. Like, there was no technique to him, no head movement. He was just running always into Jake Paul. I don't know if you guys saw it. He was just always running to him. Every time he threw a jab or threw a punch in, he was just always close into Jake Paul. And then look, Jake Paul just took his distance and just gave it to him. Simple as, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I just looked at it and said, you know what? If you keep on putting celebrities in front of Jake Paul who are not boxers, trust me, he will knock you out. And I don't know his power is like, but he's a boxer, isn't it? That's how I look at it. He's a boxer. Put him in the ring with somebody like, I don't know, an actual boxer, then we're going to see something different. Like, what weight class did he fight at? I didn't even know what weight class that was.
Yeah, what weight class was it? I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Idea. But no, bro, you make a really good point. So what you're saying is that there's like a class of celebrities that if you give them like 2 months each to get boxing training, then it's fair. But with Jake Paul, he's like a level above that now. So you can't put any of these.
Yeah, like, already had celebrity fights. Him and his brother had like celebrity fights. And if you think about it, like within those celebrity fights before, I don't know if Jake Paul lost a celebrity fight before, but they've been doing this for a long time. So do you know what I mean? So now when you're on a magnitude where you're actually staged on a boxing platform, now people are looking at, it wasn't like, you know, like proper boxing where you know, obviously it was an exhibition match, but, you know, put anybody who's in a weight class like him, forget it, man. Forget it.
He wants Conor McGregor now, innit? He's thinking the same thing as you.
Mate, listen, with someone like Conor McGregor, boy, I don't even know.
I think that's getting a little bit more even, if you know what I mean. Even though McGregor's obviously got the fighting background, but from a boxing point of view, I feel like it's a bit more, because what we saw from McGregor against Mayweather, he didn't look very good in a boxing. So I feel like he'll probably give Jake Paul issues just because of his ability, knowing how to operate and his experience. But like I said, I don't know how the weight classes match up with all of that stuff.
Yeah. But with that knockout, man, when I saw it, when I saw the fight, when I was watching the fight, I kept thinking of Samson has this thing, where he says that you can tell by the body language when a fighter quits, innit? And I saw that, man. I saw that with Nate. The first time he got knocked down, it took him to the 9 count to get up. I said, yeah, this guy's finished. And then from then on, it was just downhill.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you could just see it, couldn't you? In my view. But
Twitter roasted him afterwards, boy.
Who, Floyd?
No, Twitter, he got roasted.
What's this thing about Floyd getting involved in all this as well?
Like, he just put some post up in it where he's like, oh, like, you know, much love for my brother Nate. Blah blah blah, like moving like man dead, man.
That was just random.
He's like, I'll never disrespect a man for trying.
Down.
No other fight. The only time I ever came at another fight, was when a fighter came at me. Blah blah blah. It's like, bro, this ain't about you, man.
Funny guy.
Yeah, that's what Floyd's all about, though, innit? Floyd always wants to be relevant in everything, innit? If there's a fight that is a big magnitude, Floyd is always gonna have his like 2 cents in it, man. And then again, a lot of people will captivate what Floyd says than what actually happened in the fight. Do you know what I mean? So it's just Floyd's always gonna be relevant in boxing, even if he's not in boxing. That's the way it goes, man. You know what I mean? That's how it goes.
I thought it also might because, you know, his brother's been calling him out, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, Logan Paul's been calling Floyd Mayweather out, innit? So maybe it was a bit something like that.
Yeah, very possible. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear. Did you ask me a question? Or what was that?
No. Just we were just you froze for a second, and it was just making sure that you're still there.
Okay. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the fight this Saturday, Errol Spence and Danny Garcia?
Now,
Errol
boy,
first fight after his car crash.
I've been saying this for a long time, right? I was saying this to somebody 2 weeks ago, right? Like, people think Danny Garcia is some dead fighter. Do you know what I mean? But people don't realize what Danny Garcia has actually done in the sport. And I think because he lost to, what was it, 2 losses? I think it was against, was it Sean Porter against and Furman, right? I think people look at it like, okay, because obviously style makes fights, right? And I always said to, I said this before, but I said it to a couple of guys that when you look at someone like Danny Garcia, he's the gatekeeper, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a guy that, like, you know, if you can beat him, then you're ready for the elite. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now, you got Spence, where some people think he's already an elite fighter. I'll hold my opinion to myself until in a bit. Like, when you fight someone like Danny Garcia, I think they both got the same style. I think they like to come forward. I think they both like taking shots. I think they both like to stand in front of each other and see who's got it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think personally, obviously with Errol Spence, I don't know what he looks like and how he's gonna fight. Obviously, coming back from the incident, but I don't think it's gonna play a big part in it. But I think you can't stand toe to toe with Danny Garcia. I think that's the wrong move if he's gonna do that, because when he tried that with Sean Porter showed him, okay, if I go toe to toe with you, this is what's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? And I thought that was a close fight. Obviously, they had obviously with the glove touching the floor, but I had that fight close. Like, when I watched it, I was like, I don't know who's winning. Do you know what I mean? I had it as a draw, and until obviously the glove touched the ground. But yeah, you can't do that with Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, I don't think he's ever been dropped, unless I'm wrong.
I think the fact that people are doubting Mayweather, the fact that everybody's doubting Errol Spence's ability to come back from this, even if he did go toe to toe with Danny Garcia, he'll beat him. I think he'll still beat him, because I feel like Errol Spence and Crawford are the only fighters in the 147 division that have that killer instincts that will actually finish a man off. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like all of the doubts about his ability to come back, that's fueling him. And I can hear it in the interviews. I can hear it. He's actually annoyed that people are saying that, he's not going to be the same. And even like Sean Porter, like some of these fighters, they're secretly hoping that he falls off. And he knows that. Because, Sean Porter's got his own podcast as well. And it was like, he was talking about how he feels like he hopes that, it doesn't affect him. But, coming back after something like that is going to be really, really tough. So he's sowing seeds of doubt. Do you know what I mean? That he can come back. And I think he's fully back in, not in an obvious way, but he's fully back in Danny Garcia to win that fight. But I think people are going to be shocked to see the way Errol Spence comes back as if he never left. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think to be honest with you, after this fight, I would like to just see Crawford versus Errol Spence if he gets past Danny Garcia. But let's see what he does in it.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of I think I think a bit similar to you, Sam. I think Spence is actually going to wash Danny Garcia. You know, I'm not as high on Danny Garcia as a lot of people. I just think at 147 he hasn't ever really done much. He's had years since his last like notable win. And I just think at this point of his career, he's probably just not well enough equipped to go against those elite guys.
Yeah, he's taken some damage as well over the years.
Yeah, so I don't know whether it'll be like sort of, when I say it probably washes is probably the wrong word, but I think it's a comfortable Spence victory for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the outcome.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be the same. I don't think it's going to be one-sided, but I definitely think he's going to win. And I'm actually interested to see how the accident plays, like if it plays any sort of part in it. Just you hear of things like that playing on fighters' minds when they come into fights. Like, I'm interested to see if it actually makes any sort of difference.
But do you think, like, for example, if like, God forbid any of us gets a car crash, could you just imagine the sort of mind frame he has going into this fight? I'll find it incredibly strange if he doesn't have a bit of doubt about his own ability at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Because that must play a massive part on your mindset going into a fight like that. Do you know what I mean? Or it can spur you on. Do you know what I mean? To actually, grab the moment by the scruff of his neck. So I just wonder what is going through his mind, boy. That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because it can even stuff like that will remind you what's important as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if you come into a fight like thinking of your family and whatnot. You don't even want to really be there. You never know.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. So what? Everyone's going for Errol Spence's victory apart from Mike.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying Errol was not going to win. I just think, like what you guys said, when it comes to his injury, and I just think going toe to toe with someone like Danny Garcia, I don't think that is just the right fight. Like some people they ease into a fight. You know what I mean? They ease into, like get the ring rust off them. Do you know what I mean? I think, like I said, I think he's a gatekeeper. So for you to go against Danny, I mean, you're definitely going to take shots. I just don't know if those shots are wise to take that at that early. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
You've got a left hook, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I think I don't know. I mean, I can see a stoppage, or I see it going to points. I don't see a knockout happening.
Right.
Yeah, I just see it going to points or a stoppage, one way or another. It's just not. I just don't like seeing boxers taking too much shots when that when you go through a hard war, because not a lot of boxers can go 3 fights in a row going through like a war. You know what I mean? Because you see how it affects them later on. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I think if you go through Danny Garcia, then I believe one war. But then who's after Crawford? I mean Terence Crawford. Who's after that? So do you know what I mean? So I think. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. A tough one. I definitely think Spence is going to win, but I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as what people think it's going to be.
People are saying fair enough. But yeah, no, we'll see on Saturday. Hopefully, there's no shock. I want Errol Spence. That's my guy anyway. I've got personal like for Errol Spence, so I want him to win regardless. But let's see if he's actually going to bring it home. So yeah. Is there
how much time we got left?
I'm not actually sure. Usually it's in the top left.
So we've got like over 10 minutes, isn't it? Probably
something like that.
Did you man watch Dubois Joyce?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course.
What are you man saying? Did Dubois quit? Is he a coward? Is he all these things? Should he have gone blind?
I want to pick up on what Spencer Furon said.
I'm sure everybody's watched that interview, innit? I watched it.
Winners don't quit and quitters don't win.
I feel like he's actually a professional clout chaser.
I mean,
yeah, Furon.
Yeah.
Like the way he says things, there's things that I think he just says it for the shock value in it, for him to go viral, and and he never outrightly said that Joyce was going to win. He said it was going to be 50-50. He doesn't know.
Sorry to interrupt you, but he basically said what everyone else said. He said, if Dubois stops him early, he'll win. If it goes late, Joyce wins. That's what literally everybody was saying.
It's just like he goes on like we can't go and do research.
Yeah.
He's personally cancelled for me.
Well, the funniest thing, he's cancelled.
As well as Dachavelli. No, I'm joking.
The funniest thing for me, was I said it to you, man, already. When he said it in the interview, he's like, real greats, they don't quit. Real greats, they don't quit. And then, like I said, his mind obviously caught up with him because Roberto Duran quit. And he can't chat for Roberto Duran. He can chat for Daniel Dubois for now.
Yeah.
But what? You're going to question Roberto Duran's CV?
Yeah.
Or his status as a great. And he's like, but he quit. So, like...
There's arguments to say many great boxers have quit. They've had a bad night. How about that?
And you know what was interesting? Someone said it. What's the Sky guy called? Macklin. Matt Macklin.
Yeah.
He was coming out saying, he quit, Dubois quit, blah, blah, blah. Then someone like quote tweeted the tweet and they were like, but I've seen you in your career get dropped by a body shot before. So does that mean you quit just because your belly was hurting?
That's the point, though. That's the point.
That is a very good point.
Because people are coming on this out cold thing. Bro, so much fighters have lost and not been knocked out cold.
Yeah.
So what are all these men chatting? And a lot of these... Let me not even go into all of them because, like you said, Spencer Furon's just chatting rubbish. But all of these guys, like you see, all these guys come out the woodwork, like these Dylan Whites, all of that stuff, and it's like, you guys have got questionable stuff to be talking. So you don't want to be talking about Dubois, innit? Like a 40-year-old man just iced you like out cold.
Yeah.
So there's lots of other stuff to say about Dylan White and all these other guys.
There's basically dirt on everyone. Do you know what I mean?
What did Dubois do? Dubois' eye was swollen from the second or third round, and he took the pain for 8-9 rounds, and then said, "You know what? I can't take this no more."
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. You can say he quit. Yeah, fine, he quit. But what's wrong with that?
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Live to fight another day.
There's some fighters who actually get knocked out for less and stay down.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? For example, didn't Mike Tyson? You can say Mike Tyson quit through him biting.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah, it just comes in a different form.
Exactly.
You know.
But it's none of these guys would chat for Mike Tyson, though, innit?
They won't.
Because they can't.
They'll be cancelled after.
They actually can't. That's the thing.
You know.
You know what? I think it is, right? Like, I think the problem is that, like with Dubois quitting, I think a lot of people were actually happy that he quit. The only reason why I think they were happy, because when I watched the fight, when it came to round 1 to, the first to the 4th round, I was worried for Dubois, which everybody was thinking as well, is because of the way how he was panting. Do you know what I mean? Because he was all those bombs in there early, and he weren't getting rid of them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, like, if you put Dubois in with, again, like they say, journeymen and stuff like that, probably those people would have got knocked out. But I think what it was that people had it in for Frank Warren and how quick Dubois was actually growing. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no doubt about it that guy can throw bangs. Do you know what I mean? And you know, as much as people say, well, you know, there's rumors that he knocked out Joshua, he knocked out all these other people, right? What it was is that a lot of these boxers, Dylan White, all them guys, they just didn't like how fast this guy was being, like, fast tracked. Do you know what I mean? They didn't like the fact that he was, because you remember, if he beat Joe Joyce or whoever of that fight gets to get Usyk, you know what I'm trying to say? And you understand it, like, a lot of fighters who are heavyweights out there, they're a little bit angry because they're put on hold. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Put on hold. They're not even getting a title shot, or even if they are getting a title shot, they're being delayed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And so I think they were just a little bit like, it won't verbally come out and say it, but they were happy Dubois lost, because now they're looking at it like, oh, he's not cut out who they say he was meant to be. You know what I mean? But you can't like jump on a man because he had his first loss. Do you know what I mean? Like, and all these guys, and you know what the funniest thing is? All these guys that are commenting about him, they've all been dropped or even been knocked out.
That's it.
So they're always saying, oh, you know what, you better go out on your shield. But there's memes about people getting, you know, like Dylan White. There was memes about him when he was knocked out on the floor by Joshua. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Even Povetkin. All these guys are saying, you know what, yeah, man, that when you get knocked out, I'll go out on my shield. But mate, you're mocking a guy that, if this guy won and beat Joe Joyce, he would have been going for a title shot, and you guys waiting. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man. I didn't rate it at all.
Yeah, I think the only thing as well, just to add as well, because I think we've probably fallen into a trap everyone else has as well, is Dubois didn't just come in the ring and quit. Like, Joyce beat him. Joyce caused him to have an injury.
Yeah.
Like, that's add a bit. It wasn't that Dubois, he faced one round of trouble and was like, I'm not on this. Like, a lot of people had him losing a lot of rounds, innit? So, yeah, I don't know, man, but people are just butthurt. I think it's what you said as well, man. People are just butthurt that, oh, yeah, Dubois got this hype behind him. Blah, blah, blah. If you don't like the hype, like, step in the ring and beat him, innit? Like,
that's it.
And not to cut you, but the thing is, no one was bigging up Joe Joyce when he had those tough fights, though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he fought Stavern, he fought all these guys, but no one was rating him. They was like, oh, you know, he's just taking tough fights. But they weren't praising him. They weren't giving him his accolades. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, he's put the scary boogeyman to rest. Now everybody's rating Joe Joyce. But I guarantee if you put Joe Joyce against Joshua, they're going to root for Joshua straight away, not knowing that Joe Joyce can take a bang. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just like people were just happy that Dubois gave up, because now they're going to have something on him now. Do you know what I mean? They're just going to...
Yeah.
He's not this guy that we thought he's meant to be. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, yeah. I don't rate it.
Yeah. Well, Jaja, how much time we got left? Okay.
Couple of minutes, bro. Unless there's anything else, I say we...
I was going to say, before we go, Michael, plug your thing quick, because I know you got a thing.
Oh, what thing? Bro, I got so much.
Bro,
Oh,
we got 3 minutes. Plug everything.
Yeah, man. Like, doing the We View boxing, obviously you guys are aware of it. Like, you know, it's just trying to build like a platform where, you know, it's not like every other interview. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's pretty much like meeting up with unknown boxers or boxers who are coming through, are pretty much signed already, fighting for British title, and just doing it like in the sense of like making interviews look fun, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like pretty much like sitting down with them, having their favorite meal and stuff like that, and we just talk boxing. Do you know what I mean? Life outside boxing, and yeah, man, just pretty much just trying to get these guys, but because of COVID's actually just, you know, it is put everything on hold, innit? But Yeah, man, we're working. Just had the privilege to meet a lot of them. Most of them invited me to their fights. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much most guys who are from Frank Warren's side of the pond. So, yeah, man, I'm hoping that it's just one of those ones where we grow, trying to get some people onto it in the sense of like, like young people who want an opportunity to get some work experience behind them, like media and all of that, just helping them jump on it as well. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's what we're trying to work. Do you know what I mean? Trying to work. So, yeah, tough, man. It's tough, but I had the privilege to meet a few of them. You know what I mean? I even met Dubois, man. Met Daniel Dubois in Peacocks, and yeah,
It's an unlikely encounter, bro.
What's that?
That's an unlikely encounter in Peacocks. You would never expect that.
Yeah. Because most of them train in Peacocks, isn't it? So like
Peacock Gym.
Yeah, seen him do like sparring rounds and stuff.
Bro,
yeah.
We thought you meant the clothes shop, bro.
I thought you meant the clothes shop, bro.
Oh, what? Nah. Peacock Gym, man. I thought everybody knew where I meant.
Nah. Bro, bro, that sounds big, man. We got a minute left, so I'm gonna wrap up. But that sounds big, and we're definitely gonna have you on the show again, man. I've been Jamshed. We've got
Daniel,
Samson,
and our very special guest,
Michael Edwards, man.
That was episode 17, guys. Stay tuned for another one. We're gonna have another one very soon. Peace and blessings.